Hello everyone and welcome back. The home improvement vlogs continue with the mammoth task of painting. Now I've made a start on Ashley's room. My wife, the boss, basically wants, it's a bit echoey in here, I hope you can still hear me alright. In fact I'll go out because it's like super echoey in there. The boss wants the same colour scheme as we've got in our current house for Ashley's room, which is basically white walls and then a lilac feature colour. I've made a start, as you can see. We've got the white that I've cut in around the edge, and then we've still got a little bit left over of this this lilac amethyst paint. Hopefully it looks like it's separated in there a bit, but hopefully that'll be all right for a bit of stirring, and that's going up on that wall behind me, the blue wall. Right, let's get out of this echoey room. This room is going to contain our current bedroom furniture. This is going to be the guest bedroom, so we're going to get all new bedroom furniture and use our current stuff in here, which means the boss also wants the same colour scheme as we've got in our current house in this house, which on first thoughts wasn't going to be too hard because we've currently got white walls and then a black feature wall, and this has already got white walls. So I thought it'd just mean painting one wall, but she doesn't want that wall as the feature wall. She wants this wall as the feature wall. So I'm gonna have to repaint this wall in white, and hopefully by doing that, that doesn't show up against these other walls. Hopefully these are white and not like an off-white colour. So I'm gonna paint that wall white again, and then paint this wall, which is already white, in black. So that's that's the plan for that room. And then we've got the master bedroom. Thankfully Laura likes this colour which is on this feature wall already. And then as you can see, she's been doing some testing, a couple of tester pots of these like pinky shade colours to go with this like purpley plum colour. The one she's chosen, went out and bought it yesterday, is Orchid Blossom. So I think that looks like the top one, doesn't it? That's right. Hopefully just 2.5 litre tub will do these two walls, because we've got a window on that one and two doors on that one, so that takes away some of the area, I guess. She's also wanting these wardrobes painting in white because she doesn't like the cream. She's got a thing against cream and white being together, so I'm gonna have to paint those. I'm thinking of trying to do those. I'll get some water-based satin wood and try and use my spray gun on those, because they've got like a fine wood texture on them, so hopefully that will fill that in. And obviously the spray gun with a really fine needle is going to get the best results, rather than painting and leaving like streaky brush strokes or rollering and leaving that like orange peel effect. So, and then I think we're leaving all the hall and landing because it's all quite a nice like cool grey. Then I'll be making a start on my man cave slash home studio slash gaming room. I quite like this colour on the back wall, but the colour I picked out, I've seen some pictures on Pinterest of what's it called, Farrow and Ball, really expensive like premium quality paint. Farrow and Ball number 26 downpipe, which is in really nice dark grey, and that's just basically, I wanted that basically everywhere. That paint's like £40 per 2.5 litre tub, so I've gone with the trusty old home base own brand Home of Colour, which is pretty good actually. We've used some other, own brand paints like B&Q, and they've just been like painting with milk. It's been like really watery and rubbish, but these are actually pretty good. I mean, I've read online, apparently they're made by Johnson's, but anyway, we quite like them. I quite like this colour on the back wall, and that's very similar. It's a little bit lighter than that downpipe colour. The best I could get was slate grey in this House of Colour emulsion, which I think is actually, it's not a bad match actually. So I'm basically going to just paint that everywhere, all the walls and the ceiling, because it's like a curve as it transitions from like the eaves to the ceiling. I'd have to like make a line, then it'd only leave like a metre across. So I was painting the whole thing just in grey, my favourite colour, dark grey. So yeah, everything's going to be grey, and then I've got this as well. I'm going to try out some of this brick wallpaper to make it like industrial New York loft style. So a bit of a sampler there. I can do it with one hand. Yeah, that's best I can do with one hand. I think that'll look pretty good. And have my, my vintage bulb sign. Where's that? It's in another room, I think. My DIY vintage bulb sign that I made. That'll look pretty good on that back wall, along with some of my other souvenirs. I've got a couple of old like, I've got a Pacific Coast Highway California 1 road sign, rusty old road signs go on there to represent our honeymoon road trip, and then a Canada 1 Highway 1 sign to go to represent my Canada road trip that we did recently. I've also ordered a nice industrial like steampunk style copper pipe light fitting, which has got all like 5 vintage bulbs on it, so I'm really going for like a dark grey all round paint scheme, but with lots of nice lighting. And I'll probably use, you know, the new smart like home plug things with the wireless things that you turn the light switch on, it turns all your lamps on as well, so that'd be quite handy. So yeah, like I've mentioned before, I'm going to have all our current lounge furniture in here, so that includes like the dining table I'm going to use as like my office desk, which is like a walnut colour, the dark brown corner sofa, and the TV bench and stuff. So hopefully that'll look pretty good. So I best get my painting gear on and carry on. I think the first job will be rollering in Ashley's room. Right, well that's one room done. You can probably see lots of white and lilac speckles over my face. Actually, it does actually need another coat just to give it full coverage. It's actually gone on pretty well, but if you look closely, especially around edges, you can see the old wall colour underneath showing through it. So I'll take you into the echo chamber in here and show you what it looks like. Obviously it's still a bit patchy from it drying, but I'm really surprised actually. I think that's how well that's gone on. My edges aren't too good, so they'll have to be tightened up by my wife. She gets a little like artist paintbrush and does it really finely. So that's one room done. It's interesting to see actually, obviously the same colour scheme as Ashley's bedroom in our old house. It's weird to see how similar it looks. Did a quick test on this wall. I painted a little patch of white and that's pretty much invisible, so that wall is actually white, so that's good news. So all I need to do is I can paint that wall, this beige wall, and that'll blend in nicely, and then I can repaint that one in whatever colour, black or whatever it's going to be. And then I've started masking the skirting boards in this room just to give myself a nice crisp edge along the bottom, and I've pinned up the brick wallpaper just to give you an idea what that looks like. Looks pretty good, I think. I'm not usually into these like fake kind of stuff, but I think that looks pretty realistic. It would actually look even more realistic if it were stuck flat to wall. Yeah, that'll look pretty good with the vintage marquee arrow thing and the old road signs and everything. So I'll tune in again tomorrow when I start painting the next room, which will either be that one or that one or that one. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, welcome back. So a quick update on the painting front. We've got one complete room. Just finished off this room with a second coat on the white and the lilac on the wall. Also tightened up the lines and the edges. Still a couple of bits where I've splodged and we need to touch them up a little bit. I did have a little bit of a mishap actually with masking tape. I ended up using all of my trusty blue painter's tape masking off in here. I've run out somewhere, there it is. I've got to the end of the roll there. Went out and bought some new masking tape. Now in the past I've used the cheapo stuff and it's just been like trying to stick like ribbon to a wall. It's been useless. So I thought, I'll get a good brand. I saw Duck. Well, that's a good brand, as in duct tape, the super strong gaffer tape stuff that's used to fix everything and kidnap people. So I'll get some of that, that'll be all right. Duck masking tape. Well, it definitely lived up to its name. It ended up pulling the paint off the wall. Made a nice straight line, but I had to touch up the entire edge of each side of the wall. So this will be useful for just masking off the skirting boards, I guess, where it's going to be on like a hard solid surface. So I've ordered my trusty blue painter's tape again, so I can use that to mask off any feature walls in the future. So task for today, I think I'm going to make a start on my office room, finish masking off these skirting boards and door frames and windows and everything, and get on with painting this entire room in slate grey. Right, and there we go, that's the paintwork done in this room. Well, it does actually need another coat, as you can see on this wall behind me and various other places. You can still see some of the colour creeping through, so it does need one more coat. Plus I'll be doing the wallpaper on this wall behind me. It is a slightly darker colour than I expected. Well, saying that, I do like the colour, it's just that with it being all round, it is slightly darker than expected. Although it is going to be a man cave, and I guess caves are meant to be dark, so I am going to brighten it up, like I said, with that brick wall wallpaper effect stuff, and I've got all the lightings going. I've got that vintage marquee sign to go on the wall, as well as this new like copper pipe vintage steampunk style light, which I'll be doing in a future video, so that should brighten it up nicely. Then otherwise in this room I managed to repaint this whole wall white from like a brownie beige colour. Ended up taking 3 coats, although I've since measured the layout that my wife wanted with the bed and the 2 side tables that she had apparently previously measured and that it would fit. It doesn't fit. So this wall that was the feature wall that had to be repainted white for it not to be the feature wall, in order for this wall to be the feature wall, is going to have to be repainted again.